today because my God lives and works with me, and I seek to work with him. As you all know, in one of my famous escapes from this country, it was the Catholic Church who came through for me and helped me avoid what I had been warned would be my last arrest, after which I would not live again. How would one not respect the Church of the Almighty after such miracles? Let me share once again a story I already shared in my biographies. There was a time in my life when the Bible was the only book available to me, apart from the Quran. Those were my years in detention. In that period, when everyone else out here had choices on what to read and who to listen to, I had no options. The Bible and the Quran and the prison chaplain and occasional letters from my wife and children were all I had, day in, day out for years, not days or weeks, years. The prison chaplain would come with the Bible and other religious publications, including old religious newspapers, and move from block to block. In a situation where you are deprived of freedom, the Bible becomes a great solace. It offers a very valid hope that there's life beyond the present circumstances. It did for me back then. It continues to do that for me today. I had the King James Version in English, Swahili, and also in German. For those of you who don't know, German is my other language. In that period, I also read the Quran back to front and back again, from Alif Lamim after Al-Baqarah. Alone with my Bible in prison and Quran, I came to the conclusion that the decisive event in the Old Testament is not the creation. Great as the creation story is in establishing God's supremacy over the universe at the work of his hands, I remain awed by the story of the Exodus. Because I believe the story of creation is a certain second information, because nobody was there when God was creating Adam. But the story of Exodus is a story told by people who were themselves there, present. That story of the flight of a people from slavery to freedom with God's guidance. And that flight from slavery to freedom never came easy. There were 40 years to be endured in the wilderness. There were people telling the Israelites to abandon the journey to Canaan, the promised land, and to return to slavery, because in slavery there were some short-term goodies like occasionally eating meat, which was not available in the wilderness. And then there's the depressing side of that flight, that some of the people started blaming the leaders who were leading them to freedom. The Exodus offers us the story of visionary and determined leadership, like that of Moses and Joshua, who were clear in their minds that it was better to endure short-term discomfort in pursuit of long-lasting benefits of freedom of their people in a land of their own. That is the journey we should be on today as a nation. That the journey I'm calling on you today to help us rally our nation to stay on. I believe it is better for us to endure short-term discomforts now in pursuit of a longer-lasting era of freedom, peace, stability, and prosperity for our children. I call you today to appeal to you to join hands and support the handshake between President Uhuru Kenyatta and myself and the Building Bridges Initiative. I am here to appeal to you to be the Moses and Joshua of the Exodus and help our people overcome the scary giants on the way and get us to Canaan. I believe religious leaders find no joy in burying one member of the flock after another every 5 years because of election violence. I believe religious leaders find no joy when members of their flock lack basics like water or food because somebody stole the money that was allocated for those items and services. I'm here to appeal to you to support the BBI and its efforts to ensure corruption ceases to be a way of life in Kenya. I believe religious leaders find no joy when some parts of the country are left at the mercy of nature because of skewed allocation of public resources. It is happening in northern Kenya where the Pokot and Turkana are permanently at war over inadequate resources. I'm here to appeal to you to support our quest for shared prosperity. I'm here to appeal to you to support our quest to bake a bigger national cake, protect the cake from the thieves, and share it equitably. I believe religious leaders are keen to see more resources taken to the grassroots, where people desperately need health facilities, schools, access to roads, water, and electricity. I am here to appeal to you to support the BBI in its quest to devolve more resources to the counties. I believe religious leaders find no joy in seeing our children go to school, graduate with university degrees, only to be told there are no jobs, only wheelbarrows are available. I'm here to appeal to you to support the realistic solutions to real problems like youth unemployment and violence against women. BBI has realistic proposals on how to address these problems. In the book of Luke 11 to 12, Jesus asks, "Is there a father who will give stone to a son asking for bread, or give a snake to a son asking for fish?" Our children are asking us to end their poverty, which is caused by corruption and lack of opportunities. They are asking us to help them stop fighting because of politics and elections. Our children are asking us to ensure they are not judged by their ethnic background or place of origin. They want to be judged by the content of their character and the skills they possess. The solution to corruption cannot be more corruption. Solution to youth unemployment can't be wheelbarrows and handouts. The solution to political tension cannot be more political tension of pitting the rich against the poor, the young against the old, one faith against another. BBI has nothing against the church. It begins by acknowledging the supremacy of God over our affairs as a nation. The BBI committee had 4 solid and battle-hardened church leaders who have spent their entire lives standing up for what is good. They certainly could not allow any ungodly provisions into the document. Let us work together. In conclusion, I want to praise the church for what you've done once again during this hard period of time. The last year was a very difficult period of time for all of us. The churches were completely closed, and we know how the churches are run. I agree totally that the churches need to be empowered to be able to deal with their people spiritually. We will be the last people to try to stop church from getting some funding. How else would you expect them to continue doing their work? We are not, and that is a very unfounded allegation against us. We know the resources that are available to the church, and we want the church to be even more empowered. That's why about your request that because the schools have now been opened, I agree with you totally that we should also now allow the churches to open fully, observing, of course, the sanctions which are being issued by Ministry of Health about social distancing and so on and so forth. And this is a petition that we are going to make to the government on behalf of the church. What we have talked about really has nothing to do with the resources going to the church. There's nothing wrong in going to the church and making contributions or assisting the church with building, for example, a house for the vicar or improving the church and so on. And this we are all doing all the times. All that we are talking about is somebody using the church as a platform for political campaign, disguised as being a friend of the church. Coming out, oh, will you invite me to come to do some fundraising for you? Will you come to do some? And then they will come with lots of money. The source of that money is questionable because it is flowing every weekend. It is a millions, it's shillings, left, right, and center. The women groups, the youth groups, the sources of income are also known, are questionable, and then now they're being praised as really the God-fearing people. My view is that the church should receive the money. It is good to do so. But then don't say that this man is over-generous. Don't, because that way you're using the church to laundry, as a laundry to clean money that has been stolen from the public. So what we're saying, receive it. Like we're saying, because if you don't receive it, it will be a problem. Receive it, but let it not be used now to praise the giver. Because that way, you're basically trying to sanitize the sin that has been committed by stealing that money. I know that I know that it is a fairly tricky issue here, because if somebody gives, you need to say thank you. There was one time, I tell you, when they were coming with a lot of money and giving it to people. And we realized that if you tell the people not to go during the campaigns, to go and receive the money, because of poverty, people will still go to get the money. So he said, tell the people, just go and tell the money, take the money, because it's stolen money. It is your money. But then don't say thank you. When you come out, go and then cleanse it by giving the slogan of righteousness. Then we are saying,